My name is Ilia Baldine, and I'm one of the PIs for the Orca Ben project. And today we're demonstrating distributed orchestration of experiments across wide area networks with stitching together multiple networks together. We will be demonstrating stitching Ben breakable experimental network, multi-related provisioning in it, to NLR, National Lambda Rail, using their Sherpa dynamic VLAN provisioning service. So on the screen what you see is the graphical user interface that Orca presents for selection of available resources, and we will first select resources here in North Carolina that we'd like to be part of that slice. So we're going to select Duke Computer Science Eucalyptus Cluster, and from it we're going to select one virtual machine that's going to be stood up with the tools that we need in order to retrieve data from the test bed. And then the test bed is located in Massachusetts, University of Massachusetts Amherst. So he's going to scroll over to Massachusetts, and we're going to select the test bed there. It is a resource. It is a type of resource. So right now the slice will be a point-to-point slice from Massachusetts across NLR and across Ben all the way to here. He's going to click Submit Request, and we're going to have to wait for a few minutes for it to actually create the slice. So in the next screen we're going to test that the reservations succeed. By the time all of these say active, the slice will be ready. Alright, so the slice setup has succeeded. As you can see, all the reservations for multiple types of resources are active. We created a Eucalyptus virtual machine at Duke. We've created a sliver of Vice testbed. We were able to provision across Ben, across Starlight facility in Chicago, and also across NLR Sherpa. So that path was set up dynamically from all the way from here, from the computer science building, across Ben, across NLR to Chicago, and then from there to Massachusetts. So now Anirban is going to demonstrate that the setup actually worked. He's going to log in to the virtual machine with the experiment tools on it. And then you might need -X as well. And then he will demonstrate that the tools work, and we in fact can connect between the virtual machine and the tools on a dedicated network. In fact, over NLR we're provisioning a 300 megabits connection to support the data stream coming from that testbed. The testbed itself has to do with weather sensors. It's distributed weather sensors testbed, and what Anirban's going to bring up is an instance of web browser which dynamically uploads and updates the view of the sensor data in it through the slice. So in this case, an experimenter can essentially have their own dedicated network just to run an experiment where they have computational capacity for processing sensor data in one place and sensor capacity, sensor network in a completely different place. We're separated by, 1,000 miles here or so from Massachusetts. If you take the actual network path, it's actually quite a bit longer. So there you go. So this is just the Google Maps showing the Massachusetts area where the sensor data is acquired, and he's going to click play and start acquiring sensor data from the test bed, and then it's going to start displaying in a couple of seconds. There you go. Right, so these images are coming from the sensors in Massachusetts and now being displayed here on the map. So now we'll demonstrate how the slice can be torn down. Now we presumably ran our experiment. So he's going to quit Firefox. Oh, actually, we could show that this is a slice. So can you do trace route to the virtual machine with the sensor data? So he's going to show how many hops it takes across the network to get from the virtual machine at Duke to the virtual machine in Massachusetts that has the tools. One hop. So despite the fact that we're separated by many, many hundreds of miles, from the point of view of the virtual machines, they're just one hop away. So now we'll tear it down. Basically, if we're done with an experiment, he's going to select all the reservations. He's going to select the request for this slice, probably the later one, and click close. And after a few minutes, these resources will be given back to the Orca infrastructure so that someone else could run this or other experiments for themselves.